Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We have more gaming and PlayStation news, rumours and leaks to go over. If you enjoyed today's video, please show your support by hitting that like button. So let's start with some big news in the gaming industry. Sony and Bandai Namco have just entered into a strategic business partnership that could have a long-term impact on how popular gaming franchises and anime content are developed and shared globally. Sony Interactive Entertainment has officially purchased a 2.5% stake in Bandai Namco Holdings. To put that into numbers, Sony's acquired 16 billion shares in Bandai Namco, the company responsible for publishing major titles like Tekken 8, Elden Ring and the long-running Ace Combat series. Now, Sony isn't new to this kind of investment strategy. Over the last few years, they've been steadily building connections with other creative companies like FromSoftware, Kadokawa, Devolver Digital and even Epic Games, the team behind Fortnite. The goal here is to expand PlayStation's presence in different corners of entertainment, especially where games, anime and fan engagement intersect. What makes this deal interesting is that it's not just about the financial investment, it's also about the creative collaboration. Both Sony and Bandai Namco are looking to combine their strengths to create what they call emotionally moving experiences for fans worldwide. This includes exploring shared universes, new projects based on anime and manga, and bringing even more attention to Japanese entertainment on a global scale. Sony's Chief Strategy Officer Toshimoto Mitomo explained that the focus will be on combining Sony's storytelling capabilities with Bandai Namco's expertise in world building and fan engagement. The idea is to use both companies' strengths to bring more value to existing franchises while also potentially creating new ones. And Bandai Namco is continuing to support its existing IPs. They recently launched Elden Ring Night Reign, a multiplayer spin-off that expands on the original fantasy RPG universe. And while Tekken 8 has had some bumps following the release of Season 2, including fan complaints about character balance, it's still being actively updated and played. The Ace Combat franchise is also recently celebrating its 30th anniversary, which is a big milestone for fans of flight combat games. If Sony continues to work closely with Bandai Namco through their strategic partnership and financial investment, there are several major exclusive game possibilities or even timed exclusives that could realistically happen. Now, Elden Ring Night Reign was published by Bandai Namco, and though FromSoftware is independent, Sony already owns a small stake in them. A PlayStation exclusive Souls-like or spin-off within the Elden Ring universe is a possibility, especially if it leans more towards narrative or cinematic storytelling, something Sony values. Also, think about what fans have been craving for so long, and that is a Bloodborne remaster followed by a Bloodborne 2. And with Sony now literally acquiring a stake in Bandai Namco, and also they have a stake in FromSoftware, there is a real possibility that this could happen in the future. Bandai Namco's long-running flight combat franchise Ace Combat could see a PlayStation VR2 exclusive installment or mode designed to take full advantage of the PlayStation 5 or even the PlayStation 5 Pro hardware. And with Ace Combat celebrating its 30th anniversary, this would be a great time for Sony to get involved in a special edition or reboot for a VR version. Bandai Namco holds the rights to several major anime games, so Sony could invest in PlayStation exclusive anime games such as the new Dragon Ball RPG or a high-end Naruto action title exclusive to PlayStation 5. And then of course we could get remasters or remakes of classic Bandai Namco games. Sony could work with Bandai Namco to revive cult classics or legacy titles exclusively for PlayStation. Games like Xenosaga or Dark Souls remasters, Klonoa, Ridge Racer or even Time Crisis could all be revived under some kind of partnership deal going forward. These could be brought back with PlayStation First features or limited exclusivity. So there's lots of possibilities that this Sony investment in Bandai Namco could potentially yield. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments and let's move on. Now we're getting more insights into Ghosts of Yotei every few days. And now if you enjoyed the first game's samurai combat and open world exploration, the sequel sounds like it's aiming to bring more of what worked while still evolving in key areas. Earlier this week, developer Sucker Punch Productions confirmed that Ghosts of Yotei will be similar in length to Ghosts of Tsushima, but in a new interview with Automation Media, the studio went a little deeper into what players can expect from the game world itself. Although the map size is roughly the same, the game is set in Hokkaido, which in real life is much larger than Tsushima. So to help the game feel more expansive without bloating it with unnecessary filler content, the developers focused on making the world feel visually larger and more immersive. Co-director Jason Connell explained that instead of just making a bigger map for the sake of scale, they wanted the environment to convey a sense of vastness. So while players move through the world, they'll see wide open plains, large mountain ranges, and environmental features designed to make everything feel more epic and natural. The team also paid special attention to improving exploration mechanics. For example, you'll be able to move faster by running through flower trails, and those trails might even lead you to hidden areas or collectibles. There was also new items like telescopes and binoculars, giving players tools to enjoy the scenery and scout out points of interest more organically. Instead of just throwing in more quests to fill a larger space, Sucker Punch focused on quality over quantity. They want players to feel rewarded with exploring the world, not overwhelmed by it. The philosophy here is clear: make the world interesting, not just big. Ghost of Yotei is shaping up to be another strong exclusive for PlayStation. It builds on the foundations of Ghost of Tsushima, but it adds more immersive visuals, improved exploration, and smarter map design, all without overwhelming the player with pointless side quests. It's a good example of how games can grow and evolve without just getting bigger for the sake of it. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments about this information about Ghost of Yotei, and let's move on. Great news for fans of the original Silent Hill game. There's been a lot of excitement around Bloober Team lately, and now we've got new details about their upcoming Silent Hill remake. According to a well-known horror insider, Dusk Golem on X, the remake has actually been in the works for around 3 years already. Right now, the plan is for Silent Hill 1 remake to launch sometime in 2027, but that release window might shift depending on how development goes. The game is expected to follow 2 other Silent Hill titles already on the calendar: Silent Hill F, which is confirmed to drop September 2025, and Silent Hill Townfall, which is targeting a 2026 release. Now, in case you missed it, Bloober officially revealed Silent Hill 1 Remake during a live stream back in June 2025. The reveal itself was pretty minimal, just the game's logo with a short snippet of the original game's haunting soundtrack, but that was enough to get longtime fans of the series excited. The original Silent Hill game launched back in 1999 on the original PlayStation, and it introduced players to Harry Mason, a man searching the fog-covered town for his missing daughter. What he finds instead are terrifying creatures and disturbing secrets, and while we're still a couple of years away from the full remake, the franchise is clearly ramping up again. According to Dusk Golem, there may even be another Silent Hill game in early development internally, but there's no official word on that just yet. It's still just a rumor at this point, and as with all things in game development, things can change pretty quickly. This is great news for fans. With so many Silent Hill games coming out over the next 2 to 3 years, there's a lot to look forward to here. Let's move on, guys. Ubisoft just rolled out its summer roadmap updates for Shadows, and there's a lot to unpack here. First off, the highly requested New Game Plus mode is finally arriving on July 29th, 2025. So if you've already finished the main story and seen the credits roll, this update lets you restart the game while keeping your character level, gear, hideout upgrades, and skill points. The story missions, objectives, and side activities will reset, giving you a fresh run with all of your current build. But that's not all. The level cap is also being bumped up from 60 to 80, giving players even more room to grow and unlock new abilities. Alongside this, Ubisoft is also adding new Animus collectibles and launching Project 3, although we're still waiting on the details about what that content will actually look like. Then looking ahead to August, another quality of life update is coming. Ubisoft will finally let players unfog the entire map once all viewpoints have been synchronized, something players have been asking for several months. PC players will also have a reason to celebrate. Cutscenes will now support uncapped frame rates, so the experience will feel smoother overall and more consistent with the gameplay itself. Ubisoft is also planning to give the community a bigger voice. On August the 12th, they're hosting a Reddit AMA, where the developers will directly respond to player feedback. So if there's anything you want to see improved or added, that's your chance to speak up. And finally, we've got a confirmed release date for the game's first major expansion. The Claws of Awaji DLC is set to launch on September 16th, 2025. Along with a new narrative, the update will also bring more gear, new rarities, and a feature players have really been waiting for: the ability to change the time of day at will. This adds a nice touch of immersion, especially for those who enjoy exploring the game's world at their own pace. All of this comes just as Ubisoft celebrates a major milestone. Assassin's Creed Shadows has just hit 5 million players since launch. That's a solid number, especially at a time when some of Ubisoft's other titles like Rainbow Six Siege are not performing as well as expected. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments about today's content, and I'll catch you on the next video.